Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. You should be able to hear me nice and clearly, and you should also be able to hear, be able to see my screen as well. You should be able to see a PowerPoint slide there called Pitchero, Managing Your Club with Pitchero, hosted by me, Mark Fletcher, one of the directors here at Pitchero. I'll be with you for the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes, talking about the basics of Pitchero, how to get started, what we offer, why we offer it, the overview of Pitchero. And this webinar is very much designed for people who are new to Pitchero or are thinking of joining Pitchero. So I can see, looking down this list now, of all the attendees we've got, there's a lot of people that don't have Pitchero accounts at all. So we've got a huge number of people here that are perhaps thinking of using Pitchero for the first time, which is great news. So a bit of house rules, I guess. In the control panel that you've got, you should see a section there called questions. You can type a question in there at any time and ask me that. I'll keep an eye on that, and I'll try and answer them as we go along, but I'll certainly try and run through them all at the end and answer as many as I can. You can also get a copy of this slide. We'll send it out on email, after the webinar, and so you'll be able to have a read of it yourself. There's not too much text. I've got my tabs open here. We will go full screen at some times, but I actually want to show you, bits about Pitchero, inside Pitchero. We'll look inside control panels. We'll look at the apps, how they work. We'll have a look at a couple of websites in detail, and so give you the full overview of what's happening on Pitchero. So hopefully that will make sense and a bit more engaging. So at any time, if you've got any questions, please do use that question section, and we'll kick off. First thing, great news, sport is back. We've had a bit of sport over the summer with cricket and some hockey and a bit of netball, but it's been very light, and it's been light for a long time. We have a fantastic graph in our office of the March day when Boris shut the country down, and our graphs just tumbled. And it's been a tough time for everyone in grassroots sports. I don't think people realize that, and it's not talked about anymore, that grassroots sport is totally dependent on volunteers, and those volunteers have a whole life away from sports clubs. They have jobs, they have families, they have grandparents and mums and dads to look after, and they've got furlough, and they've got paying the bills and the rates and the rents and all those kinds of things. So they have to get through just normal life before they even get to their club. So everyone's probably coming out of it a bit tired, a bit weary, but hopefully sport will give everyone a lot back and big smiles on faces. So it's great to be back. We're looking forward to a winter season. We're looking forward to seeing football and rugby union and hockey being played, and seeing the engagement on the site. We're already seeing lots of graphs going up. All our membership registrations, our payments graphs are setting records every week. So it's all bouncing back, which is great to see. How do we position Pitchero? We try and call ourselves a complete club solution. We want to offer everything that a club could need digitally. We're not quite there yet, and we're not perfect at it, but we think we're very good. We certainly think we're the best provider in Europe, and we benchmark ourselves against all of the European providers. The vast majority of Pitchero sits within here in the club website. So that's the Pitchero club website tool there and the mobile apps. That's the vast majority of Pitchero, and that's what we're going to focus on tonight. During lockdown, we got busy and we bought our own GPS company, and we're building that out as a new division, which we'll come on to in a later webinar. But tonight, we're going to focus on this, the Pitchero club website and club management tools. We've been doing it for over 10 years now, believe it or not, and some of our oldest clubs, I think, have been with us 12, 13 years, huge amounts of data and information they've got in our system. What we found is when a club joins Pitchero, very few of them leave, and that's because we hopefully offer a great service. We've got 5,000 clubs. The vast majority are football, rugby, cricket, and hockey. There are big club sports, but we're also growing fast in netball, basketball. Those are two sports we're really focused on, in fact. And then out of those 5,000 clubs, we roughly have about 70,000 teams. So a lot of the rugby clubs and hockey clubs have 20+ teams. The football clubs tend to be a bit smaller, but there are more football clubs. So that's a split. And we have roughly 20 staff, all based in Leeds. We have a few overseas, but the vast majority of our team based in Leeds. We're right next to the M62, south of Leeds. So if you're going past, you like a Yorkshire cup of tea with a teapot and a saucer, or we have an excellent coffee machine, please do reach out and call in. We have account guys, support guys, let them know you're coming. They will take time. We've got lots of rooms. You can sit in a room with a screen, you can go through it, ask questions. Why isn't this working? How do I do this? and our team would love to meet you, love to make you a cup of Yorkshire tea with a teapot and a saucer, and get to know you and understand your club. So please do reach out to us if you're passing that part of the M62. We also try and get out and about clubs. That's not been possible with COVID, but we do. Back on top of the volume. I don't think so. My volume should be. I'm getting asking questions saying my volume's quite low. It shouldn't be. If anyone else has the same problem, please do let me know. But my volume should be high. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'll keep an eye on that, Amy. But the volume seems to be working okay this end. But if anyone else notices my volume being low, please do let me know. So that's Pitchero, been around a long time doing this, and everything we do is focused on grassroots sports. We don't build any other kind of websites. We're not an agency. We don't do it for car garages or for restaurants. All we do is grassroots sports. We don't do it for professional clubs either. We go as high as semi-pro. So the vast majority of our bread and butter is the grassroots rugby, cricket, hockey club down the road. Our mission is to increase club membership. That means getting more players at your club, more volunteers into your club, but once they're there, retaining them, holding on to them by giving your volunteers really simple tools to use to help manage teams and the club. So we're really part of recruitment and retention, and that includes the players and the parents, because if you can communicate with them easily, you can tell them what's going on, you can publish match reports, videos, photos, you can really involve them in the club, they're more likely to stay playing as well. So growing membership is our #1 mission. Second is revenue. We know when a club collects payments online, whether that's membership or match fees, they collect more. It is a fact. Today is Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. If you collect your membership fees online, you will collect more. And the reason is you can see crystal clear who has paid and who hasn't paid. And then you can send them an email reminder. You're not asking them for cash at the club. You're not chasing them down a pitch. You're not getting embarrassed. You know, I played in a sports club for years, and there were notorious players who would refuse to pay payments. You know, they'd always complain they don't have cash or they left their phone at home or whatever. With online payments, they can pay 24/7 using an iPhone, an Android phone, a computer, anytime. There is no excuse not to pay. So we know if you move your payments online, you will increase your revenue. I think the last time we ran the survey, the average increase was 30%. That's a lot of funding, extra funding for your club. Third on there is team performance. That refers to our GPS. I'll pass that because we're not talking about GPS tonight. But the fourth one is reduce club admin. Crikey, club admin. Hey, when we started out, it gets worse and worse each year. Governing bodies pushing down bad systems and paperwork and all kinds of tracking and numbers and reporting, getting worse and worse. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. If you're part of English rugby, you'll see this fantastic conversation going around GMS right now on Facebook and Twitter, and volunteers are just screaming up the walls at how difficult these systems are to use. We try and make really simple systems. If it's too difficult, we've done something wrong, you need to contact us and we need to fix that. Which brings me on to a couple of key points. Be volunteer happy. We want your volunteers to be really happy. We want them to like doing tasks. We want them to like collecting revenue, publishing match reports, uploading videos, updating fixtures, league tables, stats. We want it to be a joy. We want the technology to be enjoyable. We want them to get a kick out of doing it, and then they keep on coming back. And we do a pretty good job of that. We're not perfect. You know, we don't have everything right. Some of it's a bit clunky, but the vast majority of running a club, we do well, and we want you all to have big smiley faces like that. Be volunteer happy is a big campaign we're running over the next few weeks, so look out for that. You'll see more of that across the network. You'll also see the new and improved Clubhouse, which is dedicated to volunteers, club officials, team coaches. And this gives you all the information you need about Pitchero. And this is a good point for me to dive off the tab, the first tab. This is the new pitchero.com website, which some of you may or may not have seen. This only went live yesterday lunchtime, so it's brand new. So I'm sure by the end of the webinar, somebody will have sent me a typo, but it's brand new and it looks great. We have 2 sections on here, the club website, the club management tools, everything you need to know about the features that we have all the way down this page. It's a huge long page, and it's sports specific. So if you're hockey, jump on the hockey page and you'll see all your examples about hockey. You'll see our partnership with England Hockey as well, how we share fixture and competition data. And you'll also see lots of case studies from clubs that use Pitchero, the famous Pitchero rankings, and also the pricing page as well. So the brand new Pitchero. We've also got a GPS section. You can check that out, have a look at it. It's pretty awesome. I won't go into too much now, but in 4 or 5 years' time, I want to play around all their top bits of quality. And then the second section is the more the class in. Section, sorry, the third section, and here you'll find lots of great bits of information. So you'll find some that might work now. There might be an improvement in the quality internet. Hopefully there is. We'll see how that goes. Sorry about that. So in the clubhouse, we've got this great section which shows you why you should join Pitchero. Lots of articles about how Pitchero can help your club, showing you how to book a call, which I'll come on to next, and then the whole communication, how to improve your revenue, how to boost fundraising, manage facilities online. We now have an integration for that. How to reduce your admin and recruit new members. So there's lots of great content in this clubhouse section as well. It's huge, it goes on and on. So please take some time to have a look at this clubhouse section. You'll find it really useful. Just go to pitchero.com, click more, and then you're straight into the clubhouse. You can also book a demo. If you're unsure about any part of Pitchero, please come to this page. We have staff standing by, ready to help. You can go on. So tomorrow, Friday, they've still got bookings available at 10, 10:15, and 4:15 and 4:30. So they've had some of their day already booked out, but also next week there's other time slots as well. So if you've got any questions after this webinar, please do reach out to one member of our staff. They would love to have a chat with you on the phone. So we've just covered that there. If you want a demo, you can go to join.pitchero.com, or you can just go to pitchero.com more, and there's a big demo button at the top. Okay, so that's the intro. What we're going to have a look at tonight is how Pitchero works, what sort of the basic principles of it, and how it can help your club. The sharing is caring. The more people that help run your website, the better. Basic managing squads and teams. We'll look at how we manage teams, fixtures, results, tables. An overview of membership and payments and why it's so important to your club. And then finally, mobile apps. These are sort of the 4 or 5 fundamental parts of Pitchero. So let's jump right in. How Pitchero works. Okay, so Pitchero is a single platform. It's template driven, and it's used by 5,000 clubs. If you're a club that wants everything bespoke and custom and you want everything to look a certain way, Pitchero isn't going to be the club for you. But what we found is that actually is a real small issue. The key thing for a club is that the functionality works, the functionality of uploading content, publishing news, publishing match reports, and publishing fixtures. So if we jump to a club website now, this is one of our tested clubs, Pitchero Cricket Club website. All the elite and ultimate clubs look like this. If you're on the free package, it's just white, it's pretty ugly, there's lots of advertising. The vast majority of clubs are on this package, which is the elite package. So you scroll down, you have all your news items, you have your sponsors, news items filtered due to this section, and then you have your various match information as well. We jump around on some other club websites. This is a Reading Hockey Club website, for example. They've got all their news items about joining the club, about summer hockey camps are back, launching a partnership in the USA. That sounds exciting. They've got all their sponsors. They've got a return to play, lots of photos, and then all of their upcoming matches as well. So it's a tried and tested and proven layout template for all clubs. They have a huge number of teams, and it works. This is a probably 30, 40 team club. And it works really well for all those teams. They also have the shops built in for selling their membership. They have their club calendar with all the latest events on. And they have their information welcoming new members, the fundraising, the volunteering, all those bits. So every club on Pitchero has a template that looks like this. And there's lots of them. So that's Reading. If you go to Gateshead FC up in Newcastle, let's bring up their website. There it is. They've changed. Okay. Or we go to Clecky and Rugby Club, for example. There we go. That's one of the websites here. It's same. It's in red. They've got their logo at the top. They've got their sponsors. They've got all their content, and they've got their fixture and results and league tables. So it's a tried and proven template, but it works really well for 90% of all clubs. and that includes the layout of news items, fixtures, results, and match reports. At the same time as having the template, you also have different applications which sits within the template. So you have the membership and payments, the team management, which we'll come on to, and you also have 2 complementary mobile apps, which we'll come on to as well. It's designed for volunteers, which means there is no code, there is no HTML. You cannot break Pitchero. You're just adding content. There's not one single piece of code that you'll ever see. You can't take us offline. You can't really delete things very easily. So it's unbreakable. So the only skill you really need is to having an email address, and you've signed up for tonight, which means you must have an email address. If you can do that, you can use Pitchero. It's that simple. That's the core overview of how Pitchero works and how it's set up for every club. The next thing is content. We want all clubs to be able to upload as much content as possible. Content is king. The more content you add to your website, the more people use your website. The more people visit it, the longer they stay on their website. We enable you to upload all kinds of content, such as news and events, videos and photos. There can be full match videos. It could be 90 minutes long. Photo albums can have hundreds of photos in. It's all unlimited. You can add a history of your club. You can add information about your sponsors and links, and all of your membership information. We make it really simple to add content. So if we jump inside a website here, we're inside the control panel here. This is the Pitchero Cricket Club. So I come to the club control panel. You've got a dashboard, you've got design. You hit site content. Let's say you want to update news. And you come to the news section here, and it's as simple as clicking add an article. And you complete a title, a tagline, the article. We even have a library of photos to use if you don't have the photos. You can set a date to publish it straight away, or you could delay it. So if you might want it to go out tomorrow morning, you can have documents and videos to the news item as well. So it's super simple, really simple to use. As well as content such as news items, calendar events, there's also videos and photos, and we recommend you make the most of this. Players love to see photos of themselves, and they love to see videos. Again, it's in the same section. All videos and photos can be protected by age or by role at the club. So if you want to, if it's videos and photos of junior players, you can put a padlock on that. That means that only players and parents associated with that team can view that content. So we put in place gates to protect content as well. But the videos and photos, one of the most popular parts of Pitchero. The other exciting thing about videos and photos is that any member of your club can upload videos and photos. So when they create their user account, they can upload videos and photos, and then they can share that with the club. Once it's shared with the club, a webmaster will then view the content, and they can decide whether to accept it and publish it on the club website. So if a parent takes lots of great photos, they can upload it themselves, they can share it with the club, and if the club's happy, they can publish the photos. And we get a huge amount of content in there. The vast majority of content uploaded to Pitchero comes from parents rather than club officials. So that's content, really simple to add, lots of options. You can create custom pages, news and events, videos and photos. To drive content and to get the most amount of content on your website, not just news and events, but critically team content, we really recommend clubs share the role of admin. Some clubs are a bit hesitant about doing this at the start, but the more admins you have, the more content on your website, the more useful your website is. So some of our bigger clubs will have at least 2 or 3 admins or coaches, team managers per team on the website, and they will just have access to that team and nothing else. So if you've got under 14s, you'll have their coach as an admin, and you might have a team manager or a parent who likes to write match reports and update the stats. Those 2 people can have admin access to the under 14s team and nothing else. So not payments, not club news, not club membership, not club sponsors or shop or anything like that. Just that team. Some of our clubs will have a huge number. So again, if we jump back in, this is Reading Hockey Club. I'll show you this briefly. If you go to their settings, down here, and you go to access control, manage access. This is where you control who has access to your club website. You know, they have 50, 60 different people who can add content to their club website. The big things at the bottom: packages, performance, facility booking, payment tools, small numbers of people. But look at all these people with team admin access, you know, huge numbers of people. And that means that their website is always full of great content. So we encourage that you share the role of updating your website. You add your different team managers and you share all of the different content you can. We're getting some people saying the video stopped. Let me just turn off my video and see if it comes back. Not sure why that's the case. So you should be able to see my video now. Let's see, share at the top there. Yeah, you can see my video at the top. Everything's saying here that you can see it. Now we're saying video is working now. Okay, sorry about that. Not sure what happened there, but you should be able to see my video now. So I'll just quickly go back to where I was, which was the control panel here. This is a large hockey club. It's showing you how many people have access to their control panel. They have restricted access, so they can only access certain things, but we really encourage clubs to add as many different admins as possible, 2 or 3 per team. And then your treasurer should have access to the payment section. You might have a press or a media person or someone that likes to write. You can add them to just the news section and the content section. You might have a membership secretary, give them access to membership and payments. The more you open up your club website, the better. We've been doing this for 10 years. There's never, ever been a problem, and that's because your name goes next to everything. So if you publish something, it has your name next to it. And it's all recorded and tracked in the control panel, so you can see exactly who does what. In regards to payments, everything is tracked. You see what comes in, you see which bank account it goes to. Again, it's completely transparent amongst the club members. Next one is team management. So Pitchero began as a team management tool, helping to organize fixtures, results, and league tables. And so it's the core of every club website. There's 2 ways in which you can manage your team on Pitchero. You can do it through the club control panel, which I've just shown you here. Let's go back to it. Here it is, the club control panel, and the dashboard here. Or you can do it using our manager app. So this is the black app that Pitchero had. It's a free app. It's called Pitchero Manager. And this is designed specifically for coaches and team managers. It's got 4.5-star ratings on Apple, almost 200 ratings. And this is a really simple way for coaches and team managers to keep track of their fixtures, their results, their players, their parents on the move. So you don't always have your desktop in front of you, but you probably have an Android phone or an iOS phone. And in that instance, this manager app is perfect. You can do a huge amount of things with it. You can add a fixture, add a result. You can message all your players, message all your parents. You can request availability for a game or a fixture, and you can pick a team and run your team selection. You can also add live scores, live results, and live stats into your manager app as the game is happening as well. So it's a really simple and useful app that every team manager at your club should have. It's free, it's complimentary, there's an iOS version and there's an Android version. It's also how you'll collect match fees. So if you want to collect match fees, that's the small payment before a game, and that has to be done through the team manager app. So before a game, as I'll show you, you can select the players who are playing that day or turning up, the squad, and you can send them all a payment request for £5, £6, £10, whatever you charge. The player gets an alert on their club app and they pay it through there. Really simple to do. League competitions is a real big part of Pitchero, and it's one thing that we built almost 10, 12 years ago. So we have a huge number of clubs that are in the same competitions using Pitchero. So England Hockey have just brought in a fantastic new structure. You may like it, you may not like it, but in terms of organization, it's much easier. There's about, off the top of my head, 8 different regions and pretty much one competition system. So rather than each team uploading their own fixtures from the same competition or running their own independent league table from the same competition, we run an internal competition database. And this covers a huge amount of football, a huge amount of hockey, vast amounts of rugby union and rugby league, and we'll add more netball and basketball to it. But what it means is that you only need to add results. The fixtures are already there. So at the end of a weekend, you can type in the results. The league table automatically updates on your app and on your website, and it updates for the other teams in your league as well. So if I go to Cleckheaton Rugby Club here, here's my club. So I can go into the control panel here, my admin dashboard. What you do is you connect your team to the central database. So if you go to teams here and you go down to first team, now this first team has already been connected, but it's under this manage competition section, this competition section within teams, within first teams. And as you can see, Cleckheaton Rugby Club is an active competition and it's connected to the England Rugby, the RFU's regionals 21-22, the Northern Division, and they play in the North 1 East, and that's Cleckheaton. And what that means now is when somebody adds results to that league table, everyone in Cleckheaton is automatically updated, and everybody in the same league is automatically updated, which means that it dramatically reduces the amount of admin for thousands of volunteers across the country. You can see Cleckheaton's been with Pitchero a long time, since 0708, and all their league tables on our system, all the stats are there, updated and correct on the website. We have all RFU fixtures, Scottish fixtures have been added, Welsh have, well, no, Welsh haven't, I think they're delayed, they're not out yet. Irish Rugby has, huge amounts of football, all of non-league football, National League, Panorama, Northern NPL, combined counties, all the way down the steps. Large junior football leagues are in there, and the vast majority of hockey now is also added as well. So if you go to the team section of your control panel, you hit the team there, you create your team, and you hit the team, you hit competitions and manage competitions. In fact, if you hit join competition there, we actually suggest who you should be connecting for. So if you look at this Yorkshire merit table, Cleckheaton third team is connected in there. So that's wrong for this team, but if you went to the third team would connect. So we actually recommend which leagues you should join as well. So if your league is not part of that, reach out to support. I'd be very surprised if it isn't. If you're playing football, hockey, or rugby union this winter, I'm pretty certain it'll be there. One more on hockey. We're working on integration with England Hockey so that when the England Hockey system is updated, Pitchero is automatically updated as well. So at the moment, somebody has to update Pitchero and update England Hockey. Hopefully by September, let's say, fingers crossed, end of September, I'll give them a bit of time. When England Hockey update their system, our system updates. We already do that with England Cricket. So we have a relationship with ECB. When the ECB fixture results are updated, Pitchero automatically updates as well. We get that feed. So that's a great time-saving piece for all volunteers and a massive benefit, a big part of Pitchero. Next one is membership. So membership is fundamental to all your clubs. You'll want to get rid of those awful bits of paper that we used to have to fill out. Checks, do you remember checks? Having to take checks to the bank and then people turning up with cash. In a COVID world, checks, cash, and paperwork is not the best. So Pitchero lets every club create a custom registration form, which lets you replicate that paper form online. So you can ask as many questions as you want. You can have up to 50 odd custom fields, but we really try and encourage clubs to keep it as simple as possible. Nobody likes a mega long form, but we understand some clubs want to ask which school do you go to, what are your parents' contacts. You might even ask what their parents do for a living. That's a good way of finding out who would be good for a volunteer role. But you can create a full custom registration form and you can assign a form to a specific role. So specific players, they can have a form, parents can have a second form, and if you just have supporters, they can fill out another form. You can also upload existing membership data, and you do that in the membership section of the control panel. So if I go back to admin here, come down to membership. We've got our membership dashboard. We've got our membership database, which is the custom database that you all guys will create when people sign up. But you also have this big import tool as well. So if you have an old Excel file of member records and email addresses, you can upload that straight into your database. And then once it's in the database, you can manage it there. You can filter, you can move people around into different groups and different teams, and you can message them as well. So importing members is really important for new clubs joining Pitchero. Once you've imported them, you can also invite them to join the website. website with the invite tool as well. That's in the membership section as well. So this membership tool lets you put all your members online in a secure database. So no more lists on paper or Excel files. It's all here online. And it's in a way in which you can manipulate it and add fields and manage the data how you want. So you can give them different roles, email addresses, their status of being registered, yes or no. You can invite them. You can also, and this is important, you can also export them. So if you need to take your membership database into a different database, let's say a governing body database or something like that, then you can also use the export tool. You can decide what fields you want and you can export them. You can also control who sees what part of the membership database. So if you have a team coach and they come to membership, they will only see the member information for the people in their team, and that includes players and parents. So if I was an under 14s coach right now, I would just see under 14s players and under 14s parents. I wouldn't see anybody else. So that's the membership database, super easy to use, incredibly powerful. Big plus on GDPR. We work really hard on GDPR to help clubs get around there, or sort of to help clubs to abide by the GDPR rules. And we recommend you don't waste any time in creating that custom registration form. Once you've got that set up, the next logical step is payments. This is a huge piece for grassroots sports. Governing bodies have been incredibly slow in encouraging people to move their payments online. And it's really held back a lot of funding. And Pitchero has been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. And every year it grows by a huge factor by the number of clubs doing it and moving to it. Within every Pitchero club website, and we'll take a look at our cricket club again, you have a shop and payments tool. And that shop and payments tool allows you to collect any kind of payment, whether that be a membership tool, a match fee, fundraising, sponsorship, kit money, tour money, Christmas ball, anything that comes through the club that perhaps isn't the bar, like an EPOS system, can come through shop and payments. You can sell it here. You can create any kind of products you want, like I just mentioned, listed up here. You can charge different types of fees. You can set it up as a one-off payment or a recurring payment. So a membership fee, you might want to charge every month, or a recurring annual. You might want to give that as an option to your members. And you can collect money via debit cards, credit cards, or direct debits as well. It's fundamental to every club, and we really recommend that all clubs move to this for the simple reason that it is probably the biggest piece of admin a club does, chasing payments. By doing it online, you get to track it. You give your club members the option of paying 24/7. The clubhouse doesn't have to be open. It's not up to a volunteer to chase or be there or take the check or go to the bank or update a spreadsheet. It all happens automatically. All the volunteer has to do is set it up, add the club bank account, and you can add multiple accounts. So a bank account for the seniors or a bank account for the juniors. Set up the bank accounts, create the products, membership fees, match fees, whatever you want to sell, then email your members and just direct them all there, and the system does the rest. It takes the money out of their account, it puts the money in your club bank account, and it creates an online record of every single transaction. It also shows you when someone does not pay, and this is the most important thing because you can see the non-payers and then you can chase them. You can send them a prompt. You can send them a second email saying, "Hi Bob, please make this payment," and send them a third one if you want. And then you can export a file of all the 6, 12, 15 people in your club that haven't paid their fees, and you know exactly who has and who hasn't paid. And you can even send that to your team coaches. They can see who has and hasn't paid, so they can chase it. We make chasing payments super, super easy. And it's that chasing, that automatic chasing, which gets you an extra 30% of revenue. So if you're going to spend an hour doing anything on Pitchero this week, set up your payment products, get them online, and then start uploading your membership database and start getting your members to pay online. You will not regret it. If you're unsure, if you've got a very complex payment schedule or system, then book a demo, and one of our guys can tell you the best way to make it work. If you do have a complicated payment schedule, make it easier. We really recommend that. You know, the easier the schedule, the better. Think of Netflix. It's just one fee for everybody, and it's recurring forever and ever, the lifetime fee. You know, clubs, you know, you're not going to get to Netflix, but aim in that path. We try and encourage clubs to remove all these different payment tiers and payment levels, keep it nice and easy. So as well as membership fees, we also do match fees, which I mentioned before. And this is an app feature on our apps, on our club app and on our manager app. And it's designed to help clubs get that £5, £6 off players before a game. We know how difficult this is. We know tracking is really difficult. We know it's pretty awful asking coaches to collect the money in. We made it seamless and easy. If you download the Pitchero Manager app, first of all, you set up match fees within the control panel, and then once it's set up, you can operate that from the Manager app, and you can direct the payment straight to the parent or at a player. And it's as easy as just tapping their faces on the app, saying how much you want to collect, whether it's £5, £6, whatever the amount you want, and just pressing send. Just like that, an alert lights up on their club app, and if they've got Apple iTunes and a credit card on their phone, they just press a button and they can just press it straight away. So you imagine how many of your members order food on Deliveroo and those sorts of services. They'll already have it ready to pay. They just double click the side of their phone and they can pay you £5. There's no cash, there's not going to the cash machine, there's no IOUs. It's sent, it's paid, it's done, and you can get on and play. We're seeing huge growth in match fees over the summer. It really started with the cricket season. This is super popular with hockey. Hockey is an expensive game. You've got to rent pitches, you've got transporting costs, and you tend to have different levels, juniors, adults, training, all those kind of things. We're seeing huge popularity for match fees across the hockey community. So really check it out. And again, if you're unsure, just book that demo. So I've talked about our apps a few times now, and it is a little confusing. We made a few mistakes, and one of them was making two apps. We should have only made one app, and we are at some point going to combine these. But right now we have what we call the club app, which is for your club members. And then we have the manager app, which is for your coaches and team managers. One is designed as like a customer-facing one for your players, parents, and supporters to access information, to pay their match fees, to pay their membership fees, to do their team selection and player availability confirmations. And the other one, the manager app, is designed for your coach to add content, to add a fixture, to add a result, to update league tables, to add stats, to pick a team, to send out a payment request. They're both in the app stores right now. This is the Apple store. I'm on a Mac right now, but if you go to the Google store, it's there as well. Great ratings on both of them. We have fantastic in-house developers who specialize in mobile development. They're really easy to use. They're very robust, and every member of your club should have the Pitchero Club app, and every member of your coaching staff should have the Pitchero Manager app. And parents, they should have the club app as well. And they can sign up, they can register for your club through the club app as well. They can pay all their membership fees, their match fees. They can do their team selections. They can review their schedule. They can even do chats. They can message team managers and coaches, and they can even watch videos and photos. So it's a really good app. At its peak, I think we had 300,000 people using the app at any one time. So during the season, this is normally one of the biggest free apps in the UK. It's up there with the likes of Sky Sports and BBC in terms of number of users. So it's a pretty huge app used by lots of players and parents across grassroots sport. So that's mobile apps. The manager app I mentioned there already, the black app, and that's just for coaches. Okay, so hopefully that clears up the difference between the two. So that's the sort of the big overview of Pitchero and the key parts of what we do. I can't emphasize enough to book a call. If in doubt, book a call. We've got a great team. No question is not worth worrying about. We can do evenings. We do a lot of video calls where we have multiple club officials on the line, so that's quite common. So if you want to do 7 o'clock on a Monday, no problem. One of our guys, he can set up a video call on Zoom or Teams or Google Hangout, whatever you prefer, and we can take you through it step by step. Likewise, we've also done it on Saturday mornings as well. Couple of last things. Check out the new pitchero.com. Lots of great information on here, and also check out the Clubhouse. Lots of useful information. Why join Pitchero? 6 steps for getting started. These are all PDFs which you can download as well, and hopefully are very useful for you. We've got lots of webinars coming up. We're all sharing the load. We've got webinars on Monday night, which are all about how to run a club that's not a sort of from an IT perspective, but just general stuff. We've had great debates about governance, about club committees, about how to get new people on the committee. We've had conversations about recruiting and how to sell your club, which not many people do. So selling it to sponsors, selling it to new members. So join us on a Monday night around 7:30 for those. And then throughout the next week, we have more webinars, things like introduction to online payments. That is next week. I think there's one tomorrow night, if I'm right, 19th tomorrow night, moving your membership online. So if you want more information about membership, check that out tomorrow, dedicated hour, all about uploading and sharing your members online. I think Dan's doing that one. Monday night, interacting with your community and developing an effective plan. Next week, we've got online payments. We've got a live match fee demo as well next week. So there's lots of really good webinars coming up, which we recommend you join, and hopefully you'll learn some things from. If you've got any more questions direct about tonight, please do ask. Sincerely sorry there was a video problem. My bad. I'll go write a nasty email to Virgin Media, but I sincerely apologize for that. This is being recorded, so we can send you the video of it. But if you do have any questions, do shout them out right now, and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, I will download this PDF. So download this deck here as a PDF, and we'll get this sent out to you in the next 24 hours. So I hope tonight was useful. Like I say, any questions at all, hit that demo page. Go to pitchero.com, hit more, and hit book a demo, and one of our team members would love to have a chat with you. But that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening, and we hope to see you on Pitchero very soon.